All right, welcome to part 10 of this module on developing vision and purpose, the first module of strategic leadership. You are now officially in the last part of the first module. Congratulations. We are going to be focusing right now on writing the vision. So as a reminder, what we're going to be doing now is looking at the results and the audience that you identified in the previous part and combining those things, the desired result and the audience, to combine together to draft a vision statement. And then you're going to take an opportunity to evaluate what you came up with, ask other people for feedback, pray about it, rewrite it, and repeat this process as many times as is necessary. Now, just quickly, I'll tell you a suggested process that you might want to consider going through if you're trying to put together your vision statement, or if you're even just trying to revise and refine a current vision statement that your ministry may already have. Just as some suggestions of what you could do. Not surprisingly, we start with pray. You can pray about what is God speaking to you. And hopefully all the first 8 parts of this module are going to help you in this. And you can pray into all the things you answered in those first 8 parts and say, God, what are you speaking to me? What are you trying to say? What does all of this mean? And what do you really want me to be focusing on? And hopefully you have some team members. If you do, please ask them to do the same. Ask them to look at the way they answered those questions and pray into their answers, and let everybody as a team see what God speaks to them. All right. Secondly, discuss the ideas. So if it's just you, okay, well, think about what are all the things that God highlighted to you, right? And if you have a team of people, let them share. Yeah, here's what's been highlighted to me. Here's what's really standing out to me, and get it all written down on a piece of paper, flip chart, whiteboard. And next, you're going to want to give people an opportunity to start actually trying to draft a vision statement. And nobody has to worry about getting the wording great or having a perfect statement. We're just trying to get some ideas down on paper of possible short, simple statements. So if it's just you, you might write 1 possible vision statement down, or you might write 5 or 10. The more, the better. And let your team members, if you have them, do the same. Just individually write down some ideas, right? And once everybody's had a chance to do that, then come back together and look at it. Write it all down and look at it all at the same time. And number 5, start evaluating. Hey, what do we really like about these statements? I love that word. I love that phrase. I see some repeated ideas or themes coming up. Oh yeah, we definitely don't want to miss this aspect and this idea. And you can just highlight things and circle things that you really like in the different statements that people have written down. And after that, just start again. Let's try writing some more statements now. Now that I've gotten an idea, this is kind of just getting the creative juices going in writing and getting people's input. So write it again, write some more statements. And basically you can repeat this process as many times as you need to write some statements, evaluate what you like, combine things, and write it again until you and or your entire team come up with something that you're comfortable with, that you say, yeah, I like this. We're comfortable with this. Let's go with this. We think this is what God is speaking to us. So a simple way and process to define a vision. So that's the process from here. You've got a great starting point from the previous 9 parts of this module, and now you get a chance to put it all together and see what you come up with God. And don't worry if you're not quite ready to have your final vision statement. It's not like you can force this to happen in 1 week, and just because you went through all these steps, you're going to have figured out your perfect vision statement for the rest of your life. This, as I said earlier in an earlier video, this is a process of coming up with your vision. It takes time. You can't just do it in an instant or force it to happen, but you can be intentional in thinking and praying through these things. And over time, it'll all become more and more clear. So if you have something by the end of this module, that's awesome and wonderful. If you're not quite there, don't worry about it. That's okay. Keep working on it over time. All right. So examples of trying to combine your desired results and your audience into making a vision statement. Again, I'm going to go back to the ALLC, the Asia Leaders Learning Community. Again, we did this process ourselves. We brainstormed as a team different results we wanted to see achieved and for whom we thought we existed. And I went through that in the previous video. And then we tried what we're going to do next now, which is putting these ideas and concepts together into statements. So here are just 3 examples of what we came up with. We actually came up with lots of different statements, but here are 3 examples of what we came up with in trying to combine and mishmash the results and the audience together. So for example, one of them was a vision statement for the ALLC that said, flourishing leaders multiplying themselves and others. Okay, second one was a community of leaders learning and growing together. And a third one was multiplying leaders, multiplying the kingdom in Asia. So what we did is we went through sentences like this that we each came up with, and we highlighted and circled things that we really liked and said, oh, I'd love to have that word or that phrase or that concept included in our final statement. And we just kept thinking, praying, rewriting, evaluating, thinking, praying, rewriting, evaluating, right? Until we came up with something that we were comfortable with. So that's really how it worked. A few more examples. If you just need to see what do other vision statements look like or sound like, here are just some examples for you. And again, we want to be focused on, did they identify a result and for whom? So I already read the ALLCs. I won't read that one again. But here are some other organizations in the world that are doing great things for people around the world. May or may not be Christian organizations, but they're great organizations. So this next one is called Oxfam, and their vision statement simply says, a just world without poverty. So do they clearly define a result they want to see? Yep, pretty clear. They want to see a just world. That's the future result that they envision. A just world where poverty does not exist. So the whole statement is their result, right? But what about the for whom? Who do they exist for? In this case, it's a kind of clear, but a little bit implied, a just world. So the world is their audience and everyone in the world, right? A just world without poverty. It hits both aspects of the vision statement. The next one, Human Rights Campaign. Their vision statement is even shorter, equality for everyone. So the result they're looking for, equality. For whom? Everyone implied in the world, right? That's a clear, easy, simple one. Habitat for Humanity, many of you may be familiar with. Their vision statement is a world where everyone has a decent place to live. So the result they're looking for is people having decent places to live, right? That's the result, because right now it doesn't exist. A lot of homeless people, a lot of people who don't have somewhere to lay their head down at night, right? And for whom do they exist? Everyone in the world, right? A world where everyone has a decent place to live. And the last example of a vision statement is from Goodwill, you might be familiar with. Their vision statement says, every person has the opportunity to achieve his or her fullest potential and participate in and contribute to all aspects of life. So Goodwill has 2 results they're looking for. They want everyone to achieve their full potential, and they would like everyone to be able to contribute to all aspects of life. That's their vision. And again, for whom do they exist? The answer again is every person implied in the world, right? So those are just some examples for you of different vision statements that might help you in creating yours as well. Okay, so now we're at the end of Module 1 and Part 10, and you get a chance to write your own vision statement yourself using everything we've talked about in the first 9 parts of this module and seeing what God speaks to you. I hope you have a team or a mentor or a coach that you can be talking with as well that can give you some input. But I hope you enjoy this process of working with God to identify and define and write the vision that He's put on your heart. God bless you.